Happy Sunday, Stampers and Paper Crafters. This is Facebook Live, number 405. It is Sunday, May 20th. It is Sunday, May 25th, 2025. My name is Joy Borwedge, and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. I live in Burnsville, Minnesota, and I have been a demonstrator since August of 1999. I have a super cool card for you tonight, and it's using the Darling Dinos. So that's all you get right now. I'm going to put you down at the table, and if you get motion sickness or anything like that, just look away, and I'll let you know when I am done messing around with the camera. All right, so hold on. So hopefully everybody had a great weekend so far. It is Memorial Day weekend, so tomorrow a majority of people out there have Monday off. I do. And I had last week off, so it has been very nice. Last year when I took a week off, I moved. And I was boxing up a house and moving into an apartment. And then the elevator broke. So I literally had to take a box and move it from the first floor, well, take a box and move it into the building. And I unloaded my SUV and did that. And then I had to walk up 3 flights of stairs and bring a box and then go back down and repeat. So that was a lot of fun. And then last year in December, when I was making Christmas cookies, that was around Thanksgiving to just the first week of December. I take a week off and I make 19 different kinds of cookies and truffles, so more gourmet kind of style. Some have alcohol, some don't, and it's quite a mix. So this year, I took a Wednesday or a week off, and I have been working on my stamping event for Saturday, June 5th. So check this out at thestampinevent.com. It is our 40th event. You will go home making 16 handmade cards made by you. You get to keep them, or you get to give them away and make somebody's day. So again, my name is Joy Borwedge. I have an Instagram page at Stampin' for Joy. My online store is stampinforjoy.stampinup.net. PenguinZ33@outlook.com is my email address. And this is the event that if you live in Minnesota or close, drive in, register. Hurry up, because the total amount of people that we need to cut for is coming close. So check it out at thestampinevent.com and register if you're interested. We even have people that come from Iowa, make a weekend of it, and then have a great time doing that. So again, that's Saturday, June 7th, and check that out. All right, so we are in the new catalog, and this happens to be it. And today we are going to play with the Darling Dinos. And that is an online exclusive. Now, that was in the annual catalog last year, and it moved over. Now, it didn't move into the new catalog. It moved into the online exclusive. So you're going to want to check that out. Now, an online exclusive is something that will not see a catalog if it was introduced to the online exclusives. Now, sometimes it can move from another publication to the online exclusives, and then it is, the online exclusives are while supplies lasts. And some things just start out on the online exclusives, and they stay that way. They don't make it into a publication. This allows Stampin' Up! To have quick turnaround, so they can introduce new product quickly without having to put a production together and get this, get the artwork published and put an actual catalog together. So this allows Stampin' Up! To be able to do that. Now I'm just going to kind of quickly go through this. This is March online exclusives that were introduced, and then we have some May ones. Now, the reason why I have this is because another demonstrator took the time to put these all together. Now, you can certainly pause this video and maybe squish in, and just to kind of see if there's something here that might pique your interest that you want to check out. Now, some of the things I have, and some of the things I will, demonstrate, and I'll let you know where they're from. Right now, the new in colors that have been introduced this year, the markers are in the online exclusives, and I'm sure that just makes more space in the catalog, because this thing kind of weighs a lot of money when you mail it to a wide variety of people. Now, the last chance products list. Now, this is something that you'll also want to check out as well. Like I said, when something doesn't move over to the new catalog, that's in the previous catalog, it'll either move over to the new catalog or the online exclusives. And if it doesn't, then it goes to the last chance products list. Now, once it's sold out on the last chance products list, if it says, if you go back in today and it was there yesterday and it's gone now, it's not coming back. Okay, so while supplies lasts also, and plus a lot of these things are on discount, so check that out. Now, through the end of May, and we're getting close to the end of May, the online special for the special to join with the new catalog is you can purchase, you can spend $99 and pay for product that equals up to $165. So pick out $165 worth of product. You can't go over that, and you only pay $99. That is an exceptional deal. Plus, you get free shipping. If you were to take $165 and place it in my online store right now, you would be charged shipping. Okay? So if you have any questions about that, please contact me and let me know. And you know what? Getting a discount on your future orders is an awesome thing. All right. So let me show you the card that we are making today. And that is this one. Now, it's absolutely adorable. I'm not showing you any more. Okay? There's this card was, I saw Erica Serwin, a Facebook Live that she did, and she did something similar. I took her idea and I changed it up a bit, and this is my changed it up quite a bit. So it is super fun. And I'm going to show you how to make this card. Now, somebody is going to get a chance to win this card. And all you have to do is do a thumbs up or a heart. That gets your name entered into the drawing. You have to say, hi, leave a comment. And if you're new to my channel, just let me know where you're from. That's it. Your name gets entered into the drawing. And if you share this on your timeline, that gets you 2 entries. So you have 4 different ways to win the card that I'm going to demonstrate tonight. So let me show you what we're going to be playing with so that you get the measurements. Oh, you know what? I should show you some other things. First of all, never mind. Hold on. Tease. Okay, so I told you we're playing with the Darling Dinos. Now, the Darling Dinos are not a bundle, but they are located in the online exclusives. So whenever Stampin' Up! Introduces a stamp set with a die or a stamp set with a punch, that is introduced as a bundle. You get to save 10%. Well, this was 10% in the previous catalog. So now these are coordinating dies and stamp set. So this is what we're playing with. We're also using the stylish shapes. It happens to be on page 107 in the annual catalog, the new one. And then we are using the Timeless Plaid. Now the Timeless Plaid, Stampin' Up! Does not do this very often, where they move Designer Series paper into, they take it from one subscription and pull it over. Stampin' Up! Did that several times this year. So Timeless Plaid is in the online exclusives, again, while supplies last. So it's a 6x6 Designer Series paper pack, and you get 4 of each of these designs. And today we are going to be playing with this one right here. Now the card that I'm making today can be used for a man or a woman or a boy or a girl. It doesn't matter. It's not with a bunch of flowers. I mean, if I were to receive this card, I think it would be pretty cool that somebody took the time to make this card and then send it to me. So again, this Timeless Plaid is in the online exclusives. And then, let's see here. What else do we got? I think that's pretty much it. So again, let me show you the card. That's this one right here. And now we're going to take out the bits. We're going to be doing some die cutting today. And we're going to be doing some using the Stampin' Blends. So this is Basic Beige, and it is a 3.5 by 3.5 square. A piece of Calypso Coral, and that is a 3 by 1. It's actually a piece of scrap. That's why I love doing things like this, because then it uses a lot of pieces. Okay, again, this is Basic Beige, and it is a 2.5 by 2.5 square. Basic Beige. It is a 4 by 1.5 square. We're going to use these for the balloons. Then we're going to take Gray Granite, and that is 4 by 1.5. We're going to make rocks out of that. I put the notes on there so that way I don't use it by accident. All right, so this is Basic Beige, 2 3/4 by 3.5. Now I need 2 of these pieces. This is Crumb Cake, and it is 2 3/4 by 3.5. A piece of Designer Series paper, and hi Carolyn, welcome. I forgot to let you know ahead of time, sorry. This is a piece of the Designer Series paper. It's 3/4 of an inch by 5. We have a window sheet, and we saw this in our, let's see, did we, I think it's in the window sheet. Where'd it go? It is on page 115, and it's in the annual catalog. And let's see, I think I'm going to set that right there so that you could see through it. This is a piece of the Basic Designer Series paper, the Designer Series paper, the Timeless Plaid, and this is 5 by 4 1/4, and we're going to score it at 1 inch. And this is Early Espresso, and this is our card. This is the base of our card. Now, Erica did not have this, but I added it. So it is 4 1/4 by 5.5. And so there are the measurements of all the parts that we're using tonight's card. And again, let me show you the card that we're making tonight. And somebody's going to get a chance to get entered to win that card. And maybe it will be you. All right, so I'm just going to take a drink. I normally don't have to, normally when I work the next day, I do not have an energy drink the next, or after 3 o'clock. But tonight, seeing as how I don't have to work tomorrow, I am. All right, so I thought of some other color combinations that we could use this card for. And so that would be Old Olive and Calypso Coral, using these colors. and then the Calypso Coral and the Cherry Cobbler, making the same card but in different colors. So I thought that that would be kind of fun to see that. Okay, now the reason why I do this is so that way if you run across my Facebook Live or my YouTube video, then you can come back, pause it, and recreate this card. Okay, so I think that's enough time. I'm going to leave that one on there so I know where I'm going to do with it. And then I have to remember what parts we're stamping and... All right, so there we go. Come on. I don't have fingernails. That's why I love my take your pick tool, because that thing helps me, there we go, a lot. Okay, so I am going to score this at 1 inch. And if you do this with different designer series paper, you want to make sure that you do it with, I'm just going to lay this on top. And then that way you can, I'm going to score it. So you go directional, you know, just make sure. And I'm not doing it too hard, and I'm not doing it more. So this is actually going to be the front of our card. And so this way you get a chance to see actually I did that backwards. This is going to be the back. So there we go. That's actually how I want to see it. So we're going to take that. I like to use my Simply Score tool for scoring things, just because I don't want to take the, I've done that, the accidental slice when you're supposed to cut, or when you're supposed to score and you accidentally slice it. Yeah, I've done that. Not a happy camper. All right, so this I'm going to put off to the side because we're really not doing anything with it right now. And we're going to put that off to the side because, let's see here, we're not going to stamp on that. We're going to stamp on this, and we're going to stamp on that. The window sheet's going to go over there so I know where it's at. We're going to stamp our blocks, and we're going to stamp on this, but we're going to die cut it. I would prefer to die cut this first and then stamp on it, so we might do that. And then we're going to do our dinosaur, and then we're going to stamp our greeting. All right, so might get the little one out for this one. And then we'll do all our major stamping. Okay, so this is the little guy, and since I've been working on the event, I just leave my pieces ready to go. And can you tell that my plates are really loved? Well, once that crack, I'm still going to use it until it, you know, still I can't. Okay, so we're just going to die cut this in a circle. And I'm going to move that. And when you do your little plates, you want to have it stagnant or staggered. You want to have it staggered. So then that way your top and your bottom are the same. And then your middle one kind of hangs out a little bit. And then you put that through. Because I know some people were saying that they were having a harder time with their smaller plates going through and not grabbing. So that's just what Sarah Douglas said on a Tuesday, one of her Tuesday videos. And so that has always just popped into my head every time that happens. So we have that. So then now we can stamp on that. Okay, then we're going to cut things out later, and we're going to color. Okay, so I'm just going to roll that through. And if sometimes they get bendy, because I flip mine, I twist them and I turn them over, stick them in the plate, stick the plates in, and that helps kind of curve that down. Okay, so I am going to actually grab my Stampin' Pearson mat, and this way we're going to do our stamping. We're going to use Memento, and okay, I'm just going to wipe that. The lid fell in there, so I don't want that. Just wipe it on my Zubas. Okay, so my dinosaur, that is, I'm going to put that like that and put my ink pad there. All right, so we're going to use this guy, and we're going to put him right there. And we're going to allow that ink to transfer. Okay, so that's a good little dinosaur. And then we're going to put the rock on gray granite. And where is the rock? Go. Okay, so we're just going to go tap, tap, tap. And these are going to get cut out. Okay, there we go. And then we're going to color these guys up. And then we're going to do the balloons. We're going to do 3 balloons. Got a little thick. So we're just going to go 1, 2, and 3. Okay. And then we're going to do our greeting. The inside is we're going to make a happy birthday card, just so that way everybody who wins this card gets a chance to probably use it. And it doesn't matter if it's going to a boy or a girl or a man or a woman. It is going to be an easy card to send off. Okay, so we're going to do that. And I'm just kind of putting things over to the side there, then that way I don't want to get a chance to mess things up or drop anything. So, okay, so we're going to do this card, this stamp set is going to say roar means, and then I'm going to put in there happy birthday. Roar means blank in dinosaur. And so we're going to stamp the words happy birthday in there. And then that way we get a chance. I just want to make sure this looks good, because I'm going to move that out of the way because we're not done with the black yet. But I just want to do a little bit here and a little bit there, so then that way we get a chance to put this together nicely. And I'm going to move this towards me so I could see it better. Okay, I think that looks good. Okay, so then now we are going to close this up for now. And we're going to use Calypso Coral, Crumb Cake, and this piece we're going to move over. We're going to use, I guess, yeah, we could do that. We got this one too. So we need Crumb Cake. I'm going to keep these here. Crumb Cake, and then Balmy Blue, Mossy Meadow, and then Calypso Coral, and then the black. Okay, so let's see here. What do we want to do now? We're going to use the Crumb Cake. My black is over there. I just want it out of my way for now, so then that way, if I drop anything, it's not going to hit that. All right, so we're going to do just a little bit of ground, and we're going to kind of keep it a lighter color in the center and then go darker on the outside. And we always want to smooth off, grab that color, tap it off, and then smear it over there. Okay, just kind of like that. Then we're going to do the same thing to our circle that we cut with the stylish shapes. And we're going to go darker on the outside and then lighter on the inside. Okay, so then now we're going to put that brush away because I think we're done with that one. And we're going to do I'm going to move that to the side for just a second. And we're going to grab the balmy blue. And now it said boho blue is the color that coordinates with this designer series paper. Well, the thing is we don't have boho blue anymore. It's gone. It wasn't in color and now it's gone. Okay, so again, we're doing the outside, and it kind of looks like there might be clouds in there with this couple of the little swishes of color. All right, so we're going to get rid of the boho. All right, and then we're going to take this, and we're going to grab our ink pad, and we're just going to kind of twist this around and make rock. But you may see it, you may not. Depends on, where we're going. And then we're going to do the same thing on the inside of our card. And we're going to make rock. So down here, flip it around, turn it around, and go off the edge. Okay? All right, so that's done. That was the crumb cake. And then now we're going to stamp our big dinosaur on the inside of the card. All right, hopefully he is well inked up. I'm going to move him over to the side of the paper, just like that. Okay, so it leaves enough room to write in. All right, and so our last thing, I'm going to close that up. So right now I think we're done with the black. And we are going to stamp in Mossy Meadow. Oh, there's a fuzzy. Okay, so this guy is going to have a little bit of green, like that, and then maybe like that, and then this guy is going to have some green, like that. And then right there. Okay, so I think we're done stamping. And now we need to color and put together. Okay, but we're going to leave the ink pads out just in case I forget something. Because, that can happen. And we have to die cut. Okay, so now, first of all, though, I'm going to clean off my stamps. Put all that over here. And get that off. And set them over to the side. This is my Simply Chamois. My Simply Chamois is cut into quarters. So when you order one, it's going to look a lot bigger because it fits this whole case. And that way I have enough space, or I have enough for my events that I do in my stamp camps. Okay. Squeak, squeak, squeak. Okay, we're getting everything cleaned off here. Now, I really love the fact that you can take somebody's idea that you saw and totally create something different using the same maybe layout or the same design, but then it turns out to be something completely different. I love being able to do that. Okay, so now we're going to, I'm actually going to use my Stampin' Pearson mat just to color, because it has colors underneath. And all right, so I have my lid here. I have my, I'm going to sit down when I do this, but I have my Old Olive, Calypso Coral, and Cherry Cobbler. And then this one here is Light Gray Granite. And then this one here is Light Crumb Cake. Then I have the Black Marker. And then I have the Color Lifter if I need it. So I am going to sit down while I color so that I can see. But if you have any questions, I'll come right back to those. Okay, so first of all, I'm going to use my nib tips to color, and I'm just going to swirl around color. I'm not going to get too close to, I'm going to get close to the edge, but I'm not going to get too close to the edge because I don't want it to bleed out. And I like to really, I really like to color with my nibs a lot better than I do my brushes, just so that my tips can last longer. And then I'm going to go back in with the dark. And I'm just going to do that for now. All right, so then I'm going to do my Calypso Coral Light, and do the same thing. I'm not going to get too close to the edge because they do blend, they bleed. Especially, this is on Basic Beige. All right. And this is my dark base Calypso Coral. Okay. And then now my light and dark nib tips are really close together in their coloring. So you may not get a lot of the different tones that you're going to see there. But we can also use the color lifter too. Depends on the look that you're going for. Okay, so then I'm going to go back in with my dark. Sometimes your brushes tend to be darker than your nib tips, so it really depends on the shading. Okay, so then I'm going to take this and I'm going to go back in, and I'm going to grab that color. And do the same thing with the light. going to go back in and grab that color. And really can't tell too much difference with the cherry cobbler. Okay, so that is the balloons, right? Then our rocks. This is gray granite, and so we're going to take the gray granite light, and we're going to do this on all 3 rocks. We're just going to outline the edge and then hit the lines that the Stampin' Up! Put in the stamp when they designed this rock. I am trying to show a different way to use the stamp set so you don't feel like all you're doing is coloring. Because this is actually a quick way to do it. And I still have yet to color my dinosaurs in. Because I really like the way that this turns out. All right, so those are my rocks. I am done coloring. It was gray granite on gray granite. Okay, then... So we're going to do the dinosaurs, and I might color a little differently than I originally planned, but we'll see. All right, so this is the light cherry cobbler, and again we're just using the, well, actually never mind. We're going to use the crumb cake on crumb cake. And we're going to do the same thing. We're just going to highlight, we're just going to outline everything on this dinosaur. It's hard for me, because when I'm at home, which I'm at home, and I am just coloring dinosaurs, I'm not talking to anybody, you know, so I feel like it's weird for me to be talking to somebody, or like I'm talking to somebody, but I'm not. Do you get what I'm saying? Okay. All right, so then we're highlighting. Oops. Let me get in there. And like I said, we're just doing the same color on the same color. And then we're going to go in and do cherry color light. Now, if I wanted, you know what? Let's do every other. So we'll do light, and then you could see the difference between the nibs. So we're doing the light first, and then we'll do the dark. But you can color your dinosaurs however you want. Okay. All right, so then we're going to go with the dark nib tip. Okay. See, they look almost exactly alike. Sometimes, that's why I like to do the swatches. I saw Patty Bennett a long time ago when blends first came out, and I didn't know if I wanted to get the blends or not. And so she was showing how to swatch, where you basically scribble like this with the dark and the light. I've done that before on mine. Now I'm going to do the dark nib tip on the Calypso Coral for the toenails. But it helps you to see which ones, because basically you have 4 different colors. You have the light and you have the dark. Now sometimes your nib tip is darker than your brush tip. Sometimes your brush tip is darker than your nib tip. Sometimes this one on your light is darker than this one over here. So that's why I do little color swashes on mine. So then that way we happen to know if what color looks different. Okay, so that's well, it's not completely done, but that's basically done. All right, so let's color this dinosaur in. And let's see here. I am going to do a little different on this. I am going to do all the horns the same color. I mixed it up on my original card. And then that is the light. And we're going to do this one's toenails in the dark, flirty. Okay. Oh man, I was going to do the same thing. Yeah, let's get out the same. We're going to do the same thing on this one too. This is the crumb cake, and this is the light. And so I am just going to all the way around the dinosaur. Now I'm going to be moving my paper rather than trying to twist my hand and my wrist when it gets to an area that is not suitable to me to do that. Like I said, this is a way for you to color your dinosaur without coloring your dinosaur completely in. Okay. And then we'll do the bottom of the body. Oops, I colored outside the lines, dang nabbit. I'm going to get my color lifter in just a second. All right. And I might as well finish up my dinosaur first. And then, all right. So there you go. There's our dinosaur. And then we'll go and take this. This is the color lifter. I know it might, what's the word? Not show up because we're die cutting it, but I still want this to look good. All right, so then the little knee things, we're gonna color those in coral, light coral. And then we're gonna take the dark lines and we're just going to let that blend into itself. And then we're going to take this one all right, there is our dinosaurs. Woohoo! All right, so then so now we're going to grab the Stampin' Cut Emboss machine and we're going to die cut. Oops. Okay, so I'm going to squish out just a little bit so you can see better. Okay, so I dropped my Post-it note. There it is. Okay, so we're going to grab the platform number 2. And we're going to put down cutting plate.
And so we have that dinosaur. Stampin' Up! Did a really great job. When I first saw this was on the pre-order. It was the first thing on my list. I had to get these dinosaurs. I don't have kids. I don't have nieces and nephews. But I just needed it. I mean, I do have nieces and nephews, but not old enough to, or they're too old for, you know, kid things. Okay, so now this one, we're going to actually, and I've shown you this trick before, we're going to make this a size that we just want it to be. And then we're going to cut the dinosaur, or the balloons and the rocks. If you hear a lot of noise in the background, the pool is now open. We're not too far from the pool. So if that's what if you hear that, that's in the background, that's what it is. Okay, so then we're going to change that so that the Post-it note doesn't get hit and it changes position. Okay, so I think we are good with everything. And we're going to roll that on. Okay. And then we have the balloon, and I already cut out the other balloons so that you don't have to watch me do all of them. And then I cut out the extra rocks so that you don't have to watch me cut all of those out either. Okay, so then now I'm going to undo the dino. I mean, how cute did that turn out? I mean, I love it. Okay, then put the die back. And we have the rocks. Okay, put that over here. And then the die goes on the back. Now this one, we're going to change its size. Okay, so because of the dots, you are allowed to put this in a position that kind of sticks because it hits it's kind of locked in now, so it will remain in place and not cut any extra holes. So we're just shortening our die, so you're able to do this with any die. I mean, you can even make a rectangular die into a square. And I've shown that several times on my Facebook Lives as well. So see, it's perfect for the size that our greeting is. Okay, so then now all these can be used again. So we'll just get rid of that. And we'll get rid of the die. Okay, so now we got all our bits and pieces. Okay, so like I said, this card is going to be, it's a fun card, and it's really easy to put together. And like I said, I was inspired by Erica Serwin, and I just got a piece of glue on there by accident, and I did not want to see that. Now, doing it this way, you are allowed to see your designer series paper front and back. So this is an actually cool way to do it. And so now you get to see the inside, you get to see the other side, so then you don't feel so bad. Okay, so then now, this piece of window sheet is going to go on here. So I'm actually going to lay it down and make sure I like it where it's sitting. It just has a 1/4 inch border all the way around, and we're going to put adhesive. We'll hold that down, and we're just going to go on the back side. Now it's going to get covered up, but I just want to make sure it's straight. Okay, I'm going to lay that down. So now this is the front of our card. Now we're going to put this piece on the back side so it hides that adhesive. I'm going to grab my silicone mat because then I can overshot by accident and not get on my mat. Okay, so then now we're going to put this right in the center there, and that hides the adhesive underneath. Okay, so then again, I mean, you get to close it, you get to open it. All right, so now the front part is going to be placed on here. So I'm just going to put adhesive on the back side, just a little bit. Okay. And so I'm going to eyeball it so that I am kind of equidistant between the two sides, and you know, from this side and this side. So it's pretty equal to me, top and bottom. Okay. And then now I'm going to put that adhesive right here, just so that it is lined up correctly. Now this one, oh, I am out of adhesive. I will grab my refill. All right. I always cut my top off because I can never find, I don't have fingernails. I can never find that piece to separate them in between. So, all right, so that goes in my trash can. Now, if there's any kind of glue build up here or down here, I always take it off. Anything over here, there is nothing. All right, so then all you do is you take the little holes and you line them up. I can see your comments. I see you saying hello, and then I see it does not appear to be showing my comments. Did you say anything else than that, Carolyn? Okay, so then you're going to take this piece and line this up so that it covers up the back side so you don't see it. And for me, I am crooked. So now I'm going to have to fix that. Yep, it's crooked. sticker. All right, we're going to fix that. And we'll just lightly pull up. And that is a little bit better. Okay, I think that looks better. Okay, then now we have to fix this one on the back side. Okay. Do. And, all right, so then now we're just going to line that up with that. There we go. Let's see. Hopefully that looks better. You had another comment. Maybe user error. I had to go out and come back in. Okay. Well, it's great you're back in. And that is... Okay. So I think we're good. I'll just take my shirt. Get that off. Yeah, anything that's sticky... I might have to use my cleaner on it and wipe that off a little bit. Gosh darn it. Now it's going to bug me. I'll fix that. You know, because somebody's going to win this card. I want it to look good, you know. Okay, so then now let's finish this little guy. Okay, this is going to go in the center. And let's see, did I put that? Yep, I did that on dimensionals. Okay, so we're going to grab my Take Your Pick tool. And 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then we're going to stab and grab those backings. Now this circle is just a tad bit bigger than this size. So if you have any dimensionals, you don't want them hanging over. And let's see, I'm going to put that equidistant. Make sure that, nope, can't see that on the back side, so we're good. We'll push down. Okay, and then now we're going to take our rock and we're going to put adhesive on our rock like that. And it's going to hang off a little bit, but it's okay. And then we're going to lay down the dinosaur, okay, on here, but we want to set our balloons correctly first. So we're going to have this one go under the circle, and then we're going to have that one. Hi, Judy, welcome. And then this one is going to go right here. And then that one is going to get popped up. Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to take these two. Actually, we're going to take this one first and put adhesive on it. And we're going to stick that in so you could still see the little, kind of, I don't know, the thing that comes out, that holds, you know, the, it ties it, I don't know, the piece that you blow together and you tie it. So what we're going to do is we're going to make the strings with the marker. And so we're going to put that coming out like that and coming out like that. So it's attached, okay? And we're pretending. And then, so we're going to put our dinosaur right here, the rock, there we go. And then this one is going to go right here. And then this one is going to go right there. So I'm going to flip those around. And I'm going to put that one like that. And then we'll connect those two lines together. So we'll hook that up. Okay, so it's coming off a little bit. Now this one's going to go on a dimensional. We're going to put that upside down, stab and grab that dimensional. And then we're going to put that kind of like that. And then we're going to draw the and then we're going to grab another one so it looks like it's from that other one. Okay. And then I kind of want it to look like it's coming off the dinosaur's tail. You know, it's kind of being held there. Kind of put it up a little too high. There we go. Okay, so now we're going to put our dinosaur and get rid of our black marker. And then we're going to put the dinosaur on dimensionals. And then stab and grab those backings. Okay. So there we go. Okay. So now that we have our dinosaur on there, we are going to take our grading and put this on with adhesive, and that is going to go right there. Okay, and then now this dinosaur is going to have let's see, how would I do it? Oh yeah, it's over here. There we go. Okay, so this one is going to go like that. And then this one, we're actually going to just cut I'm going to cut this one kind of closer than the other ones are. And okay, and this guy is going to go right there in front of our dino. Dynamite! Alright, so we're going to put the adhesive on our dinosaur. And then we're going to line it up. So we're going to put that right there. And then we're going to flip the back side to the front side So that helps you not see. Now see, that's a little bit, you could see a little bit at the top there. So I am going to fix that. Luckily we didn't put it down too hard. And we're just going to give it a little snippet off the top. And just a little tiny bit off the top. That is how we fix that. Like not even 1/8 of an inch. Okay. And we'll set that there again. Make sure you have it the right way, not upside down, because that would be not fun. Not moving it. Let's do that again. Okay. So now we do not see that on the back side. Okay. Then now we are going to take our rhinestones. And I could have sworn I left them out. I guess I must have put them back. I have a habit of putting things back where they go. And then, okay, so then now we're going to take this out. And we're going to use, let's see here. I'm going to put the people poker away. Thank you, Judy, very much. You're going to have to go back to the beginning. Okay, so we're going to take the dark old olive, and then we're going to use the nib tip. And I just like to, you know, lay it down straight, kind of like you do a cupcake when you make the frosting. And you just kind of end up at the top. And this is how I do mine without hurting the nibs and coloring that. So I am going to take the rhinestone and we're going to put this right there, push down, and then the medium one up by the rock, and then the top one up by the balloons. So we created a triangle. We put the larger one down at the bottom, the smaller one at the top. Because when you do like a floral arrangement, you don't put the big peony up here and the daisy down here. It looks kind of funny. You put the bigger flower down at the bottom and you give the floral arrangement weight. So that is how I like to keep my embellishments the same way. Okay, so we're not done yet because, you know, it's got to have Winkostella on it. All right, and so we're going to do the side of the balloon, and we'll do a little bit coming off that one, and then we'll do the peach one, and then we'll do the horns, and then we'll do the spots and the toenails. Even though the toenails are in a different color, we're not going to really do too much transference of color there. So we're going to do the lines on the rocks, and then the inside of the card, we're going to do the cherry cobbler. Now, if you find that this video was fun to watch. Share this on your timeline. And also, you get entered 2 times by sharing it. And if the person that receives it on your timeline and they like it and they share it, they also get their name entered. Now, if you leave a comment, you get entered into the drawing to win this card. And if you leave a thumbs up or a heart, then you also get entered. So that is our card. Let me just scoosh that in a little bit. So that is our card, our darling dinos, using the window sheets, and the idea of being able to see both Designer Series paper designs, and also the technique of just doing tone on tone around the dinosaur. So you're getting a little bit of shading there, but you didn't really have to color everything in. So what do you think? Let me know. Now, just because Facebook only allows my Facebook Lives to live for 30 days and then they delete them, I also put this on my YouTube channel, which is Joy A. Borwedge Independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. So search for me on YouTube, like and subscribe. So if you miss my Facebook Live, then you also get the video also on my YouTube channel, just in case you don't get that. Now, I do put all my card designs on my Instagram page. So if it's not on my Facebook Live, then it'll be on my YouTube channel, except for we're now at 400 and, let's see, this is 405. I haven't downloaded all my Facebook Lives to my YouTube channel just because that's a lot. So go check them out before they are gone next month. All right, guys, thank you very much for having your evening with me, and hopefully I will see you again sometime soon. I do plan on coming live on Thursday, and we'll be doing Paper Pumpkin. Take care, everyone. Have a great Memorial Day, and happy stamping!